Cool. Okay. Welcome again, guys. This is the second interview of my series of interviewing my global PSYCH-K family. Welcome to my good friend Noorha Merchant. Thank you so much for joining us, brother. How are you today?
Thank you. Thank you for having me on your interview. I'm honored and privileged to be here.
Likewise, I'm so honored. It's so beautiful to be able to join, not only over the other side of the world. You're in the UK at the moment. I'm in the southwest of Australia, and it's just I'm really grateful for technology that we can join like this and create some magic together and share the possibilities and the potential of what's actually possible, what we are able to do in our lives today by shifting these limiting beliefs and creating new versions of ourselves and aligning with that best version of ourselves. So I'm so grateful right now. Thank you so much for joining us. So how about perhaps you could start by just introducing yourself, where you've come from, how PSYCH-K came to you, and yeah, just a little bit about your story.
Sure. I'm Noorha Merchant. I'm originally from India. Been living in England since 2001. I was originally in IT consulting, and I came to know about PSYCH-K through one of my cousins in the family, and he's a very good facilitator. He and his wife, both of them, have done PSYCH-K, and they do quite a few other modalities, but they're quite effective in PSYCH-K. So I got quite fascinated with what he was doing after speaking to him. And I registered for one of the courses in June, and I thought, let me try. It sounds fun. So something pulled me into PSYCH-K, and I did a basic course. And whilst doing basic, I then was invited to the advanced and the masters, which I registered without hesitation. And yeah, here I am. A facilitator. One of the most beautiful comments I heard back in my basic, right from the second day, was a comment coming from various other colleagues of mine during the session, and from Ian himself, was that you're going to be a great facilitator. We can see that. And I felt that. I recognized that. So yeah, I'm so very eternally grateful for PSYCH-K.
Yeah.
And the ability to help people, ability to serve the universe. And not only that, but the ability to transform our own selves first so we can become the change that we want to see in the world. And we can become an example of truly optimal beings that we sort of dream of, or we see in the movies, really. Like, so yeah, I don't know whether you've seen the movie Limitless.
Yeah.
Or the series Limitless. So yeah, that's what we are, really, limitless people. But we just create these limiting beliefs in our mind, and hence, as we are creators, create a life that is full of just limits. And we box ourselves in.
We create these little boxes, these comfort spaces that we're comfort creatures, and we don't like to push outside of that, and then we like to leave it there. And if we're not pushing the boundaries, or if we're not deciding what's in our mind, somebody else will be doing that for us. So it's 100%. It's like that for sure.
Absolutely. And I think one of the greatest message I would want to give to the listeners and viewers of this interview would be to stretch yourselves. Don't limit yourselves, whether it's in activities that you do, or your thought process, or your life. Challenge yourself. Go out and do something different. Look at your fears differently. Become inquisitive about your fears. And it's amazing how you get empowered and the fear no longer exists. Once you get inquisitive about it and learn about it, it's amazing that the fear just seems to die away and leaves you with so much more empowerment. So yeah, just challenge your beliefs, challenge the boxes that you create around yourself. Come out of your comfort zone, do something different. If you walk to work using a road, use a different road. If you drive to work, go cycling, use the public transport. Look around, observe what's happening around you. When you walk, just be mindful. This is what mindfulness teaches you, to be aware of your surroundings, of yourself, of your breathing. You are a living miracle. within this body. You're a constitution of thousands and millions of cells and atoms vibrating at a great speed, which you're not one single person. You're a constitution of cells, as Dr. Bruce Lipton says in his books and in his sessions. So recognize that. Love your body. Eat healthily, think healthily, declutter not only your environment but your mind and your life. Get rid of all the toxicity that you have within yourself, whether it's the food you eat, the junk food that you eat, or the toxic people that you've got, or the habits that you've created of running away from suffering. And accept suffering as a gift. Understand why it comes. If a pain comes to you, hold it with love and sit with it and ask it, why are you here? What are you trying to show me? Don't just run away from it and say, I don't like it. I'm going to go away and I'm going to see a movie. That's what I used to do. I run away and go and sit in the movie, and then I used to think that that's going to go away. It never goes away.
Yeah.
But karma has got this very beautiful circle of, you're not listening to me? Okay, I'm going to increase the pressure.
Yeah.
Not yet. I'm going to increase the pressure. And it has its beautiful ways, like a loving father, where it's going to make it difficult. And at one point, if you don't listen, you're going to be down on your knees and you'll have to look at things differently. So, yeah.
It's true. But that's also a beautiful moment as well, because those breakdowns come through, turn into breakthroughs. And, when we are on our knees, we're saying what is going on. They're often the moments where the most change does happen. But
Absolutely.
It is nice to have something to be able to separate ourselves from that pain and be able to be a bit more proactive and decide what's going on in our life instead of getting to those breakdown moments.
Absolutely. And if you see that most of your breakthroughs, your transformation happens in difficult times, or due to difficult people or situations. And just like I said, that instead of saying, why me, is tell yourself, why not me?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And instead of saying, why is that person doing this to me, if it's a difficult person or in your life, is to really ask that, what is that person trying to tell me, show me, make me feel, make me understand? And go within yourself and ask yourself, what is it? And once you have the answer, literally within yourself, just close your eyes, bow down to that person. You don't have to do it in person, but just go within yourself and bow down to that person and say, thank you for coming into my life, because these people are planted as divine masters into your life to help you transform and teach you things that you're not able to see. These are great divine masters that come in with this great message. It takes great energy to stand in the light that they do in your life, to make you see the things that they do. And once you understand the lesson, they just beautifully disappear. Or they become less painful. If they're very close to you, they just become less painful and life will move on. But these are all transformations, and look at life playfully, like a baby, inquisitively. Don't take things too seriously. Remember the 4 agreements? Have you read the book 4 Agreements?
I've not read that, no, not yet.
You should read that. I'll send you the link for that. It's a beautiful, beautiful book. I don't remember it off heart, but one of the things says, one of the 4 agreements says, don't take things personally. Don't take anything personally. Somebody walks down the road and you hear sound, hey, stupid, you turn around and like, oh, that guy was there. Like, why do you think that you're stupid?
Beautiful. I love that. And I was listening to, have you heard of Peter Crone?
Yeah.
I was listening to an interview of him the other day, and he was saying, with everything that happens in the universe, and it happens so perfectly, how trees grow from a seed, or how the earth revolves around the sun. Everything happens in such divine order. We have the audacity in our small mind and the arrogance to actually say, this should not be happening to me. Whatever life is dishing to us, that is the cause of suffering, to say this should not be happening to me. I think life should be happening this way, but it's actually happening this other way. And when we can remove ourselves from that and just accept that this is how it is, surrender to that moment, that's when the true healing and the true lesson comes through. First the experience and then the lesson. That's how I like to live by that.
Absolutely. And I think I would like to add to that for the people who are thinking this way is understand that life is rigged for you.
Mm.
You know, I come out with this sort of understanding a few months ago. Nothing in your life comes to break you. It comes to shake you of things that you don't need.
Mm. Yeah.
So if you understand that you are loved by God, you are not, God is not exclusive, he's inclusive. So he loves everybody equally and everybody unconditionally, whether it's been Jesus Christ or Moses or us or you, anybody, even the smallest insect is a soul. In a stone lying on the road has got a soul. So it's all energy. So everything is an extension of this huge, beautiful creator, the divine intelligence.
Mm.
And he is experiencing life through you.
Mm.
And gathering this wisdom through which he creates lives around, we don't even know whether, we know we've been learning of galaxies outside of our existence and universes, and there might be more intelligent lives. Earth is considered as a beautiful school for souls to come down and learn and gather wisdom and then move on to the next journey. So recognize that although it feels like your life is turning upside down, how do you not know, or how do you know that that upside down is not the right way for you? It's your perception that, when you have this thing that I want my life to be this way, the resistance to the energy and the resistance to the wisdom and knowledge to know that the creator is not here to harm you.
Mm.
He's loving you, and he's, this change is being brought on by your perceptions and your beliefs and your thoughts. And you are creating them, but you're blaming the creator when he's created you in his own image as a creator. And he's given you the power to go and say, go forth and create, right? Jesus in the Bible has said that you, which means everybody, can do far greater miracles than I have done in my life. How many of us believe that?
Mm.
How many of us truly know that we are not walking, talking miracles? Once you know that, you will stop complaining to the creator and start taking ownership of your own actions, of your own thoughts, of your own vibrations, what you bring into your life, what you want to manifest. And once you know that, you will welcome suffering like a friend. Say, hey, welcome. I was waiting for you. It's been time. I need to transform. And life will. I keep telling people, once you become like this, you stop living life. You become life.
Wow, that's beautiful.
You become life.
Yeah.
And the essence of becoming life radiates in your being. And where you walk, I feel this when I go for walks and stuff. And, I feel a change in the vibration where I go. And it's crazy. It's crazy. This is the power we carry within ourselves. So you don't even have to speak sometimes to transform people. Or once you believe in yourself and know who you are, you can transform the world just by being present in your being.
It's beautiful.
That's my friend. It's the beautiful gift you can give to yourself and give the universe.
Yeah. Like Marianne Williamson's poem where she says, when we subconsciously give ourselves permission to shine, or when we give ourselves permission to shine, we subconsciously give others permission to shine and do the same. They recognize that the light in another is that light in myself.
Yes, and she is just such a beautiful reflection of divinity. I've been coming across her saying in the last 2 weeks. And I attended one of Tony Robbins' free workshops, and one of his instructors had put up one of her sayings, and it was beautiful, beautiful. So it's amazing, when you live in your being, the great masters and teachers start coming into your life, through different things. People think like, no, meditate. You know what? I look at my watch and I see synchronicity, 1111. I look somewhere and I see a message on a truck, which is a message for me. I'm listening to a song and there's a few lyrics in there, which is actually telling me something in terms of guiding me or something about the situation that's happening. Miracles happen everywhere. Do you have the eyes and ears to pause and see it and recognize it? Your divine angels, everybody's got two of them, everybody. They are guiding you every day, but we are not. We are so busy. For example, the angels are knocking on you and saying, hey, listen. You're saying, oh, hang on, I'm busy thinking. Oh, hang on, I'm worrying about that at the moment. So you're so busy in the worldly and the mind aspects of things that you've just forgotten to connect with your higher self, which allows you to go through your worldly life with so much more understanding, greater grounding, greater awareness. And we've lost that. We've lost that connection. We are just so busy, like, oh, hang on. Come for meditation. No, hang on. I've got to do this email. A Buddhist monk once said, meditate for an hour every day. And when you can't, when you're too busy, meditate for 2.
Yeah, that's right.
Because there's something you're missing in there, which means you need to do. It's a world where we have to work smartly, not hard.
Yeah.
We've gone that state where we have to slog and get rich or do something. Now we have to be smart. We can create the wealth and everything that we need into our life from us. We don't have to go and slog ourselves out, but we can create everything that we want.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So perhaps you could share with us and the audience a little bit about your experience in the workshop. And I like that you were IT before, and now you're working towards being a PSYCH-K facilitator and doing that professionally, because you've gone from programming computers, now you're programming the mind. And I'm similar. I'm an electrician by trade. I've gone from wiring houses and wiring buildings to rewiring the brain. So it's nice that life still flows on. We're still in that same field, but
absolutely
doing it with something that's in a lot more something that's a lot more real, and it's that authenticity coming through. So perhaps you could share with us how it was for you in the workshop. How did you experience that? And maybe even a description of what PSYCH-K is for you.
What was the workshop I had in June? I went through all 3 workshops. So we had the basic, we had the advanced, and we had the masters. All 3 great workshops. The basic was the icebreaker. So it actually introduced me to myself, really, that we all carry the energy of healing. We all carry the ability to heal. We all are vibrational energy beings. We all are light. And hence, when we shine brighter, we can help others shine. So I think that was a great message that I began to understand in the basic section, basics of training of PSYCH-K. The experience was great. I saw so much of transformation in people. There were people from all walks of life. There were yoga instructors. There were psychic healers. There were energy healers. There were just people coming in for the fun of it. I want to understand what PSYCH-K is. There were people who were looking at, I want to bring this as an offering into my business, or I want to transform my business. And so it was different. For me, PSYCH-K is a platform to transform people's minds, to create an optimal life. It's beautiful. Where we used to use affirmations for months and weeks to do transformation within ourselves, is to now being done in PSYCH-K, let's say 15 minutes, right? Of creating or replacing a belief or removing traumas. And the ability to do that. And, like I said, I saw so much of transformation, not only in other people, but within myself as well, as we instilled new beliefs within ourselves. And we went back home. I could sense a different awareness within myself, because all of the stagnant energy which the limiting beliefs carry start moving away from you. So it's like a layer being peeled off from you, which reveals or gradually starts revealing the true gem you are inside. And that was exactly the feeling I was having every time I went into the next day into the training session. It was empowering. It was humbling. It was entertaining. You saw lots of emotions come out and lots of people behaving, because they are not used to seeing such huge transformation happening. Some people will start behaving like kids, would just cry, like, or just go angry on things. And the whole group was so beautiful because we held each other in the strong light of love. And we were there. Nobody got offended with anything. And it's like, it's okay. We are here for you. Don't worry. Just let it go. And the experience was beautiful for the people who'll be looking at this interview and who want to serve the universe or who are energy healers. I think PSYCH-K is a beautiful platform. It's different. It's unique. I definitely should say thank you, Rob William Tufsop, for bringing this beautiful modality into being, this beautiful spiritual process to us so that we can serve. Dr. Bruce Lipton, who's been talking about this in so much of his work, I know he's transformed his life using PSYCH-K as well. Plus, for people who haven't read Dr. Bruce Lipton's Biology of Belief, that's been a true backbone for our learning as well, in terms of how the subconscious mind drives our life. So for the people who do not know that we live our mind, we live our lives really 95% using our subconscious mind. So we're auto-programmed using these beliefs and principles that we build in our life as we move through life. And sometimes simply when you were born and the nurse picked you up, and somehow there was a bit of a shake, and you had fear of falling. That gets registered into your subconscious mind, although your conscious mind doesn't remember it now because you were too young. But the subconscious mind has registered that fear. So you react to events that bring you back to that. And that limits you from expressing yourself sometimes. You become emotional, you become angry, you react without understanding, why am I doing that? So that's a really great example. Your parents, while you were growing up, would make a statement like, are you stupid? I told you not to do that. And you register in your mind that you're stupid. When that happens a number of times, what happens is you register that you're useless, you're stupid. And that's the belief you carry. Then you go into your school life and you have got these friends, some of them constantly tease you. And then that goes into your subconscious mind. And that's how you build, your experiences builds your subconscious minds and your beliefs and principles, which as you grow up, you go through your teenage, you go through, your relationships, then your parents, your families, your community, your workplace, your children, your extended family, wherever you're giving service to, everything starts bringing in attachments of beliefs that you create in your head. Some of them beautiful and positive, which is helping you move forward. Most of them negative because they linger like viruses into your computer. And what happens when you've got a virus in your computer? It heats up. It doesn't perform optimally. It doesn't do what it's supposed to do. It crashes. And that's exactly what happens to us. We get worried, we get stressed. We are not optimal. We can't think clearly because so much of energy in our minds is taken by these programs that we're not able to think clearly of a solution or what to do about us or in life. It crashes, sometimes when we've got depressions, we have breakdowns. We can't handle things correctly. We run away. We start taking drinks, drugs, substances. We start moving away from life and live into this dream world of illusion of happiness. And all of these things start building up your subconscious mind. So can you imagine what you're carrying? For all the people, who are probably watching this, what are you carrying in your subconscious mind? And if you knew that we could look at those areas and reprogram, eliminate, remove the limiting beliefs and instill or replace them with beliefs that's going to help you in your life, help you in your growth, help you in your abundance, whatever you want in your life, help you have better relationships, help you have better self-esteem, help you have better confidence. There's so many things it helps you with. If you knew we could do that, what a great feeling. You would say, at last, I can live. free of those programs. And I think learning that was a complete awakening for me, because I have lived that life. I have lived my life in programs, and I've gone through a lot in my life. I lost my dad when I was 11. So really went through a lot of trauma. Got raised in a middle-class family that didn't have money, was harassed by all the relatives. Had a mother who was not really educated enough, but a beautiful mother that took care of us. Can you imagine the life that I've led, and the things that I was carrying in my subconscious mind really drove me to a place where at one moment I thought, you know what, that's it. I'm just going to give up on life. And there were moments where I've tried it, and somehow there is a voice inside of you that comes forward and tells you, no, it's not time yet. And then you have these beautiful gifts coming into your life, like PSYCH-K, and people who know PSYCH-K, and there you are. You're being helped, you're being directed, you're being guided. And yeah, that's been my journey in PSYCH-K. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful to be a part of this huge global loving family created by Rob. It's great to be the holder of Kisumatak, who we fondly call the wisdom that we carry within ourselves and we share. It's great to be connected with Gaia, our Mother Earth that we live on. And she gives us so much of love, so much of love. It's amazing.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. It's I really honor that. I just want to take a moment to honor that as well, because it is beautiful. It is so wonderfully divine and perfect how everything does play out. And life challenges are often the gifts that we need just to become that better version of ourselves. I think we were talking just before this about Rumi, and he said the cracks are where the light can enter. And so
yes.
As we slowly break, as we slowly have these cracks showing, that's the potential and the opportunity to allow love in to then do that. And I think it might even I can't remember which country they do it, when there's cracks in like porcelain or cups. It might even be India. They paint them with gold, and they fill them with gold, and it's like that there.
I think it is China or Japan.
Somewhere that does that.
One of these Asian countries, I remember, porcelain, so they have these pots and they actually fill it with gold. And you're right. So for the people, I think we had this talk earlier before the interview. It's for the people who are suffering. I said, allow the suffering to come within you. Sit with it with love. And you will find that the suffering is not bought in by what you see, but your resistance to seeing it. Your resistance as to why me, the victim mentality. Just let go of that and allow the suffering and ask, why are you here? What are you trying to show us? And you will have a transformed life.
Consistent.
And again, we do all of that in PSYCH-K as well. So without having a sales pitch, contact our PSYCH-K family and we are here to help.
Yeah, that's it. It's all about being of service. We're not trying to sell anything to anybody or make them buy things with emotion or pushing that button just so that you make a decision. It really is coming to it in that safe and respectful way, and just that authentic version, that authentic place in ourselves that just wants to be that better version. And I really love that. It's so wonderful.
Absolutely. And I think that's one of the reasons when I took this decision after my PSYCH-K sessions, and just came as a knowing to me that this is what I want to do. I'm not interested in doing IT anymore, because I didn't get I was not happy with that. It was giving me 6-figure salaries and stuff like that, but I wasn't at peace with myself. It didn't feel like I was fulfilling my purpose. But when I do this, like I'm helping people around the world with free sessions, and I'll continue to do that as my offering to the universe. And as being serviced, I'm gonna have 5 sessions every day, free for people. And there are some people who can't afford to pay the energy fees that we would ask for. And for people like that, I would say, come forward. Let us help you. You don't have to continue to suffer. Suffering is optional.
It's funny. Sometimes I offer that to people and they still don't take me up on it. So they're obviously getting something out of that story and being the victim.
Yeah, absolutely. And, it's very easy, because I come across a lot of people and I've spoken to them, and this happens to us. This is one of the ordeals I'm sure a lot of our PSYCH-K family will share, that we can go out into the world and help a number of people. But when it comes to our family, it's the family mentality that it's like, really, can you do that? I don't think so. You can. And, you can see that we've transformed the whole world, but our own families can become challenging. So, yeah, there are people around the world that, when you speak to them, they're going to say, yeah, I'm not sure, yeah, I'm going to hang on and continue to suffer a lot more. And it's for them, I'd say, trust yourself that you can heal. I think one of the beauty about PSYCH-K is we are not called as therapists, so we are not called as doctors and stuff. We are called as facilitators. Why? Because we work with our partners, the people who come to us, and we help them, we sit with them and facilitate the process. So we work with them, not on them. And that is the beauty, that we're working with you as you make the change. And you make the change, what you want to see. This is not some hocus pocus sort of voodoo magic, but it's purely a spiritual process where you're making the change, and we're just creating this beautiful environment, the spiritual protected environment where you're sitting and we're holding your hand while you make the change. And trust yourself that you've come this far and you've been connected to the people who are offering PSYCH-K. There's a reason. People come into your lives for a reason. Maybe it's time for you to change. Maybe it's time for you to stop looking at things the way you are. Maybe it's time to see a different perception. Just ask yourself that question. I think you'll have the answer.
Yeah, love it. And perhaps we'll just throw in a quick disclaimer here that all we're doing is changing subconscious perceptions. Subconscious and beliefs and perceptions, that's all we change. The benefits, the experience of the transformed realities are quite miraculous moving forward, but we don't claim this to heal anything or anything like that. We align with a healing power within ourselves to create a new experience, to change the way we're perceiving these situations and conditions in our lives, where we're only working at that subconscious belief and perception level. But perhaps you could share with us some experiences you've had, some things that you've had in sessions and the before and afters. We love listening to stories, and we relate to stories and see that imagery in our minds. So perhaps you could give us some story time there, Noorha.
Absolutely. I've got two great examples that come to the forefront. One of them is a great friend of mine. He's one of my best friends. And he used to be really, really active, a public speaker, forefront, and he'd be the center of attraction. And some things were happening in his life where he was inviting a lot of jealousy because of the way he was. And what he started doing is started developing this belief that I should not open up, I should not speak too much, and I should not express myself. And he started closing down. When that happens, you start feeling, your body starts changing. Your mind, you start getting frustrated. It starts developing into a dis-ease. So this is exactly what started happening to him. He started having experiences of various diseases, stress, started becoming overweight. He was not enjoying life. We used to have video calls with him, and I could see there's so much of stress in his eyes. So I offered to help him, and I did this session. So we first did the stress removal, the perception of stress removal for him. And it was amazing, the energy that went out of him. And he was completely silent in his being. It took about 15, 20 minutes. And while he was sitting in this process, I could see the change on his face. Even though his eyes were closed, there was like as if, the energy was just literally going away from him. And just to look at that brought me such great peace and happiness. And then gradually we started looking at the beliefs that were limiting him and replaced that. And one of the things that I've developed as a part of my offering is a chakra balancing, using the beliefs which each chakra has got. And I said, let's do that for you. And believe me, the very next day, he messages me for he slept very well that night. So because of all the energy he had basically disseminated and left him with so much more processing power because all of those viruses had gone away, right? As you would say, the limiting beliefs. And the next day he was at work and he said, you know what, I'm able to express myself like I used to before. And I'm not feeling, that I'm attracting that jealousy. So what happens when we start making the changes in yourself is you start radiating these beliefs outwards as vibrations. And when you do change your beliefs and you change your vibrations, the universe listens to these vibrations. And depending on what the vibrations are being sent out, you get similar matching experiences occurring into your life. So when your vibration is of positivity and trust and love and self-reliance, you start getting all the more experiences. But when your vibrations are of lack, of negativity, of pain, of suffering, that's exactly what the universe gives you. So who is to be, we will not talk about blame, but who is responsible for creating your life? Is God responsible, where he's given you the power, or it's you? So we need to understand that every thought that we manifest in our minds, every thought that lingers in your mind creates your reality. So be careful about what you even bring into your mind. When you fill it with beautiful things, and I used to have this saying on my WhatsApp status, wear gratitude like a cloak. When you get something, say thank you. When you don't get something, say thank you. There's a reason for that not coming into your life. So don't sit and cry like, yeah, but I wanted this. It's okay. It's not the right time yet. You'll have it. The universe will give you everything that you need, but in its own time. You just have to trust and let go. And I think this is the beautiful lesson. So coming back to the session, there was so much of changes that happened. And as time went on, every day for the next few weeks, I started getting messages from him saying, yeah, I'm not judging people anymore. I'm able to accept them as they are. I'm able to see things differently. I'm more aware of my environment. I'm getting lots more ideas. And I'm able to be at peace within myself. I'm not getting angry. I'm not reacting to things anymore, which in itself is the ideal state any human being would want to be in. So it's amazing that how few minutes of this transformation using PSYCH-K caused rippling effects in his life, positive rippling effects in his life, which changed him. Some for the better than he was, and some bringing him back into his own light, being him, the expressive, outspoken person. And for that, I was really, really thankful to God to allow me to help him. So that was one of the great experiences. The second experience that comes into my life is my sister had, she runs a nursing practice, and she had one of the health workers with her who lost her purse, and her purse had house keys, her driving license, her cash card. So the person who robbed the purse basically went to the cash point, withdrew everything that was there, had the house, at rest because of the driving license, went to the house, trashed the house completely, stole the car. So this lady, who's got literally everything that she owns, can you imagine the state of that person?
Stressed.
Stressed is an understatement. She was angry, she was stressed, she was like bubbling with, she was like about to explode. And the next day I had a session over the phone with her. And first I spoke to her, understood what there was, and did a stress transformation. And believe me, there was a shift from that explosion to complete stillness and silence. 15, 20 minutes. And at the end of the session, I gave her an hour's time. And at the end of the session, after speaking with her and going through everything, then I said, how are you feeling now? When you think about this event that happened. And she says, yeah, I remember the event, but I'm not affected by it. It's happened. It happened in the past.
Yeah.
I'm not affected by it. It's happened. I just need to now think what I need to do, what happens in our life. And this very beautifully is illustrated by Dr. Wayne Dyer. is you can't unbite a snake bite. It's not the snake bite that kills you. It's the poison that travels through your body that kills you. Stop the poison from traveling into your body. The event has happened. But when you linger on the event and carry so much of energy and negativity and the suffering mentality, this is exactly what destroys your life. But instead of that, if we just wash away all of the energy from that event and allow you to look at life in the way you're supposed to look at life, you can handle your life and think so much more beautifully. And this, what we carry in our hand, is the poison, which we just need to let go. Let God. Yeah. Two beautiful things that you can do is let go and let God.
Yeah, beautiful.
Give it to him and say, I can't handle this. I give it to you. I don't want to worry about it. Please take it. And it's amazing, he'll take it. He will transform it into something beautiful, hand it back to you and say, thank you, God, for bringing me there where I was. Because now I see things differently. Yeah. So these two beautiful, beautiful sessions that I had with two great people have allowed me not only to see the power that PSYCH-K carries of transformation and changing people's life, but also to understand what we as PSYCH-K facilitators carry. That lady could have been suicidal in the next few hours. She could have gone and cut her wrist or done whatever, and that could have been because I've been on the street one day. I was going to a restaurant and I saw this lady who was on the phone. She just sat down. And I was walking to the restaurant. I couldn't help but walk down to her and I said, what happened? There was another lady who was talking to this lady and she was in tears. She couldn't even stand up. She said her husband committed suicide while she was having dinner with her friends. So what do we carry in our minds? You never know, people smile, but in the back of their head, there's so much they carry. And it's sad. It's sad that, I wish I knew that lady before, but then, that was a lesson for me to understand that don't take life for granted. Don't take people's smile for granted, because in the background, people do sometimes silently suffer. And I will repeat this again, suffering is optional. For people who are suffering, come out, talk about it. Reach out, We've reached out on the Facebook page and search for PSYCH-K facilitators in your area. There are people like us who are waiting out there to offer help. And we'll be more than happy to come forward and help you transform. As we light you, we light the world. You will light other people. So become the light in your life so that you can become the light in other people's lives.
It really is sacred work. It's so beautiful.
So yeah, I continue to be delighted, excited, empowered, surprised with every session that I do. And it's amazing. I have been helping a number of people around the world. And I have got great respect and humility for what PSYCH-K has offered me in terms of the power and, what I can offer into the people. And I'm so, so very honored to stand in this position as a PSYCH-K facilitator, as Rob's family of PSYCH-K, and, along with beautiful people like you guys, who I share this beautiful, beautiful space with. And I think it's love. It's love that we have inside of ourselves that just comes out.
Yeah, it's love. That's touching. It's touched my heart. I really feel that right there. Thank you, Noorha. Wonderful. Okay, so perhaps that might be a good point to start wrapping this up. So how can people find you moving forward if there's people in the UK? And I love that you said that you did this session with someone over the phone, because you don't have to be present. I've worked with people all over the world. As you just said, you've worked with people all over the globe. But how can people find you? Because I know you're wanting to you're sort of just doing this with family and friends, and you're not actually doing it professionally yet, but you will be in December. You're going to start moving into it.
This December I'm starting. So in the new year, so you can contact me by searching me on Facebook. So you will find my PSYCH-K page on Facebook, which I'll be launching this week.
And what will the name be?
You can find me on, if you search for PSYCH-K preferred preferred. I forgot the word. What is that? I've preferred affiliate. Yes, if you search for me there, my link, my number, my email address is there. If you want to email me, my email is quite simple and straightforward. It is noorha@hotmail.com. So send me an email. So I'll spell that for you. It's NOORHA@hotmail.com. So you can send me an email and then we can take it on from there. So anybody who needs help, anybody who wants to talk. I'm a motivational speaker as well. So by all means, come forward, connect. You never know. You've got nothing to lose, but you've got everything to gain.
Excellent. And what did you say the name of your Facebook page is? Or will be?
It'll be Noorha Merchant. So if you search for Noorha Merchant, NOORHA, you'll see two of them. You'll see my personal page, and you'll obviously notice my picture on there. And Noorha Merchant, it will come up as energy therapist and PSYCH-K facilitator. So that's my sort of Facebook page on there. So these are the sort of two modes. So you can search me on Facebook, having the PSYCH-K page, and you can search me on preferred facilitators affiliate on the PSYCH-K global website. So when you put the video, I think what you could do is Alex has put down the website link. That'll be good, so people can search us wherever they are. But if you search PSYCH-K Global, I think you'll get it either ways. And look for affiliates and preferred affiliates in the menu, and you can put our names on there or search on your location where you are, and you'll see a lot of us, beautiful family of PSYCH-K facilitators listed on there. Yeah. And each one of them has gone through rigorous hours of training, experience, transformation, and carry a great level of understanding of the human subconscious and conscious mind. Mm-hmm. So we are, although you might look at the picture and judge it by its looks, please do not do that. We are all empowered to help, to heal, to serve. Mm-hmm. And with that wisdom, I think, we all move forward and hold each other's hands in this great love that Rob has created for us in this platform, really. So thank you, Alex.
Thank you, Noorha. Thank you so much for joining me. I think that's a good point to wrap this up. Guys, everybody who's watching, thank you so much for joining us today. It's just an honor to be able to share this gift with everybody, with the world, and be a part of really is of global evolution and the evolution of consciousness. So Lexi J. McDonald here from Above and Beyond Reality, signing out. Thank you so much, Noorha. I look forward to communicating with you more and allowing this beautiful budding relationship to flourish. And I love that you're another male, because we need more males in this space, learning how to be emotionally available for others, to own our own emotions, and to be that best version of ourselves, because we all have amazing gifts to share with each other, and we don't need to be in that little box of comfort that we
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Noorha. I'm very grateful for you, brother.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you for this opportunity.
Wonderful.
And take care, brother.
See you guys.